riders or not, today on the vlog we are at the very special place at Captain Fawcett's Emporium.
Hello, yeah, my name's Richard Finney. I'm the owner and proprietor of Captain Fawcett Limited, based up in Kings Lynn at Norfolk and Good.
And that's where we are today, in a very, very special place that I accidentally found. I had no idea that this place exists. I knew about your product, can recall that I saw the boxes at some of the barbers where I take my son in Chelmsford at Pony. And what a find. You have a museum here, you have motorcycles. How is your Barbers products business related to motorcycles?
Well, motorcycling is my lifelong passion, in fact. My story originally, I was in the movie industry. I was actually in the sound department, and I used to make my own moustache wax. I used to make 6 pots, which would last me maybe a year. And then my wife is a hair and makeup designer, very well known. She won the Emmy for doing Downton Abbey. She got the BAFTA.
Incredible! Can you mention the name?
Her name's Christine Greenwood. She's pretty well retired now, but she's done some pretty amazing pictures. Anyway, so she said, well, I'll take some of your moustache wax to work for the floor bags. And that was pretty well it. And I haven't worked on a movie. My last movie was in Budapest in 2007, and I used to wave all the microphones. And that was the last time I ever did that.
I hope sound will work today.
Well, I hope so. I have to say I'm not in control of the sound for once.
It's me in control of sound, and fingers crossed it's going to work.
Yeah.
And now it grew into this...
Yeah, I mean, I was making it in my kitchen even when we started commercially. And then my wife just said, Christine actually said, this is just crazy. We couldn't get into the houses for the boxes and stuff. So I hired a very small little office, 4 meters square, 12 feet square. And then I started with another girl, helped me. And then about 5 years ago, we moved here, and we have about 9,000 square feet here. And for me, and it comes really from being involved in the movie industry, it's very important that you're in character. If an actor is in character, if he or she, even if they don't say the lines as per the script, providing they're in character, they will say what he or she might say in that situation, because they are that person for that period of time. For me, being in character, so the whole place here is like Captain Fawcett's Emporium. So you come in here and you feel part of it.
And Captain Fawcett rides motorcycles.
He certainly does. In fact, he has quite a collection of motorcycles. As you'll see, we have in the showroom 37 BSA, we have a 1940 Indian, we have a 72 Matisse, and this Harley here, which Black Bear built for me way back when. I think 2017 Sportster, which they customized on my behalf. Okay, this bike here, the Rickman Matisse with a Triumph 500 Daytona twin, dates from about 1972. We've actually restored it this year. It's an absolute tool. It's based on the Steve McQueen Desert Racer style. It belonged to a friend of mine who used to race this bike in the pre-65, a guy called Roy Patton, and unfortunately he died, but he was a genius. He built my first chopper, this guy. When he unfortunately died, I bought the bike from his wife, but in those days it was a total racing tool, so the aluminium tank had a big smash in it on purpose, so that when he's racing he didn't catch his balls and stuff on it. So that is a hugely sentimental value to me, this particular bike. This one here actually belongs to a friend of mine. He was keeping it in a shed, and I said, well, please, can you not keep it here? This is a 1937 BSA G14, 1000 cc's. Most of the bikes, though, that period, if you look at bikes, they're 300, they're 250s. Even a 500 is rare in that period. But there's a simple reason why this was such a big engine. I think it was the biggest engine the BSA ever did. It's because it was for a sidecar. It pulled a sidecar. It was a sidecar hack. And when this bike was restored by my friend, there was hardly anything left. And he fabricated everything. And it's just beautiful. I always wanted an Indian. I bought this in 3 cardboard boxes for about £2,500, right? It's actually a military. It was originally a military 741B, 500cc, but it's been born out. It's now 600. So we made this years and years ago. It's a famous guy called Mr. Indian in Holland. Made this. The bike is actually 1940. That's incorrect. It's actually 1941. But he created this bobber way before bobbers were made. And I always have a passion about Indians. Is something, I've got a shirt saying something like, if I had a Harley, I'd leave it for a thief, and with the insurance payout, I'd buy myself an Indian chief. You know? But this is lovely to ride, 3-speed. I've ridden this from Reading to Ireland. It's won prizes in various shows. It's not particularly fast. You can't guarantee to get to the end of the road. But then if you want to, maybe sometimes it will go 200 miles. You know?
You never know.
Never know. But it's lovely. Yeah, this Sportster was originally built. Captain Fawcett as a company was an ambassador for Harley Davidson a couple of years ago. I've been working with Harley Davidson myself for years. I run an official Harley Davidson tour company, Saddle Tramp Travel. I've never done specific Harley tours. I'm not interested in going up and down Route 66 with one coach load and another coach load. But I've done special stuff for the museum, taking Bill Davidson and 15 of his friends on particular tours. I've run hog rallies, touring rallies. We're up to 350 riders in the States. We did 4 of those. So anyway, so this was built by Newmarket Harley Davidson. It used to be called Black Bear Newmarket, as a kind of a celebration, really, of our collaboration. And this was built for Barber's Ride, because I'm one of the organisers of Barber's Ride, which we every year in Britain do up to 1,200 miles, raising money for various charities, and that ties in with the barbershop. I'm absolutely passionate about motorcycles. Outside we have a CVO Street Glide, we have a quite a radical 70s style Ironhead shop. I mean, I'm not a Harley person particularly. I love all bikes. I have a Ducati Monster, which I've had for more than 20 years. I've got a little Kawasaki Drifter, you know, the one that looks a bit like an Indian and so forth. And I've got a Honda Goldwing, which was just restoring 1975, the first year of the Goldwing. My everyday bike, I've got a little BMW 650, you know, the very small GS that was like the 800. I mean, the charm about that, it's got no charm. But I mean, I can ride from here to Munich.
That's a very good description of GS, to be honest.
Yeah, it has no charm. But I can ride from here to Munich in a day, and it even tells you what the temperature is. But I can guarantee to do 600-700 miles in a day. My Indian, on the other hand, I can't guarantee to get to the end of the road, but it has its own charm. So if you go the Indian, I've ridden it to Southern Ireland from Reading, but if you go out in the Indian, you really need to make sure you've got time, you're enclosed, you're quite happy to get covered in oil. BMW is squeaky clean, it gets you there, but does it get you there in style? I don't know. So I have, I think 12, actually, my wife knows 10 bikes, and as far as we're concerned, I have 10 bikes.
About spreadsheets.
I actually have 12.
Okay. This incredible place, is it open for public?
Is that we have these parties, they're quite famed. I think the last party is 350 people, and they'd come from Russia, they'd come from the USA, they'd come from Sweden, they'd come literally Germany, they'd come from absolutely everywhere, because we've become quite a well-known brand. Then it's the only time we'd really use the the barber's chairs is we'd have a guest barber in. Last time it was Luigi Scapiccio, who came from down south in Italy. His great-grandfather, and his claim to fame was he became one of Al Capone's personal barbers and stuff. So anyway, we make a soap for Luigi. So, but people come from all over. We have bands outside. We had Harley Davidson had a stand here. The whole here, literally, people just hanging over looking. I mean, their parties are famed. Obviously, we couldn't do anything last year, and I don't think we'll do anything this year. But if you do get an invite, and believe me, these invites are hard to come by, then to one of Captain Fawcett's special dues, then please come. But if you don't get an invite to the party, that really doesn't matter, because we have a museum here. This place is generally open to the public, free of charge. If there's a group of you, whether it's bikers or hot rods or whatever, we can lay on tea, cakes, coffees and things like this. We even have a bar, for hell's sake. You know.
It's a good place if you want to have a ride from London or from basically anywhere. It's kind of like in the
we're kind of I suppose, mid-east.
Yes.
I mean, 2.5 hours ride from London. And,
yes,
I mean,
have a nice fish and chip on the beach.
They have very good fish and chip.
Yes.
And we're right next to the Norfolk coast, which is an area of stunning natural beauty. You know, Hunstanton's a great bike meet. You've got Wells next to see. So there's many things to see, not just Captain Fawcett. But please come to the Emporium, I suppose some grooming companies can be very easily run from one desk. You can have somebody manufacturing the products in another company somewhere else in the country, in the world. You can have somebody else actually storing and dispatching stuff. So you can have two warehouses that are nothing to really do with you, and you could just phone the orders in and whatever. That's not interesting to me. That is not interesting to me. What is particularly important, that we make all our products on our premises. We send everything out, again, all over the world. Everything's wrapped beautifully. You know, everything's like a gift. You know, you open the box, people they buy stuff from us, right? And then next thing you see on Instagram, they bought from us, and then they say, wow, look at this, we have our own newspaper, so everything gets a little badge or postcards, and it's a real wow factor. And I want to have that. It's very important that we convey the whole spirit. But you can't do that if you do it from some selfless third party. So yes, it's about a pride, and it's about receiving something, sending out something that you would like to receive yourself. It's like a gift. And people buy into it or they don't. It's up to them, but it's how I want to do it.
What is the nearest plan for Captain Fawcett?
I'm going to get on a motorcycle, because I haven't we're going to do Barber's Ride, and then my intention is to go through Poland, blah, 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 all the way down through Romania. We're sold in Sofia in Bulgaria. I want to go there. I want to see some of the Polish guys. I want to go back via Hungary, the Czech Republic, into France. So I'm intending to visit lots of barber shops, visit lots of distributors, and spend 2 weeks on my motorbike.
Alone?
Oh yeah, I'm very happy riding alone, because then you can stop and start.
So you pack your products on your motorcycle?
No, because they'll already be there. I'll just probably pack my brown coat.
You'll pack your brown coat and you will go.
Yeah, I'll just walk up. I'll put an itinerary together, and then we'll do huge amounts of social media. I go to lots of shops and have lots of conversations, and we'll have a few parties and things like this. But to be honest, I'll probably have to go on the BMW. But hey, I need to get there, and I need to get back.
You probably will have to go with no charm, with a hidden brown coat.
Yeah, I know. My coat will be there. It goes everywhere.
So if you will ever see a GS with 650 GS with no charm, you might be mistaken. It might be hidden brown coat.
It could be Captain Fawcett's right-hand man.
Exactly.
On the road.
Tell us about the Barber's Ride. This is a very unique thing that happens here in UK.
It's a unique thing, and we started it about 5 years ago. We wanted to do something. There was an idea came about that GQ wanted me and Harley Davidson, as part of their ambassadorship, to do a ride around some barber shops. And then I spoke to some other guys, and they remarkably, these things always happen in pairs. And they said, well, we're going to do a ride around some barber shops. These were just 3 guys, with their sleeping bags and it's a little bit of money. So that possibly may have been a little bit chaotic. So we said, well, listen, why don't we put the two things together? So we pooled our resources and we organised Barbers' Ride. I think maybe the first year we had 9 or 10. We raised some money, as I said, for the Lions Barber Collective, you know, the Barbers charity that's dealing with men's mental health. Do you know that the biggest killer in men in Britain under 45 is suicide? That is unbelievable. Anyway, so we raised funds for them, which helped them become an official charity. And then for the last 2 years, we've been raising funds for Make-A-Wish. You know, that charity, so children who are terminally ill can do something really special. And last year, in 2020, I mean the first year of COVID, we still raised, unbelievable, £27,000. And we were the biggest fundraiser for Make-A-Wish that year, because obviously most people have stopped doing things. There's very little that they can do. So I work with Justin, he writes for MCN, who puts the routes together, and this year we're looking forward to riding again in August. Hopefully
I can join us, and I can show you guys everything from the trip, and that would be an incredible story to show and to tell.
Yeah, the routes, we won't touch a motorway. We'll be on really itty-bitty, you know, crazy roads. Yeah.
And which bike do you choose for a ride like this?
Remarkably, I'm very lucky that each year Harley Davidson, again from Black Bear, and Mike Blomfield is the dealer principal there, they loan me a bike. So because Captain Fawcett has a great social media following, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Captain Fawcett, or check out our website, www.captainfawcett.com. Anyway, thank you. Because of our large social media following, Mike Bromfield, the dealer principal, as I said, loans me a bike. So I get a different bike each year.
So you don't have to choose between your BMW with no charm and between your Indian with charm, but you don't know how far you will make.
I think if I was on the Indian, I'd still be doing last year's ride. I'd still be on the 2020 ride, to be honest. And the BMW, hey, I mean, it doesn't matter what people ride. And that's so important, you know. It's motorcycling. When I was a child, you know, you'd literally put the bubblegum cards in the back of the wheel with a closed plate, so you've got that kind of sound. And if you're in Cambodia or Thailand, then, you know, you're renting a little moped or a putt-putt. It doesn't matter what you're on, because it's about that freedom, you and the road, the smells, you know, you can stop and talk to people. If you're in India, you can stop and have some chai. So, you know, it's really irrelevant. It's about the spirit, the freedom that's associated with riding a motorcycle. And if you're a BMW guy, hey, why not? If you're an Indian guy, why not? If you're a Triumph person, why not? It doesn't matter. And what I think is really great now, especially with the younger guys. I mean, I'm a founder member of the Ace Cafe. I'm a founder member of the Bike Shed Motorcycle Club. It's really great now, because you had the rubbies, you know, the rich urban bikers in the 80s were doing all these preposterous, you know, machines that, you know, like the age of the Discovery Channel, you know, Orange County shoppers. People call you Orange County shoppers because they didn't really chop. They used to buy and then put the bits together. So anyway, I mean, those ridiculous machines costing £40,000, £50,000, you don't need to. And with the advent of these younger guys now customizing Honda 70s, Honda 90s, I mean, you go to the Bike Shed show, you must have been there. I mean, some of the innovative stuff, and it's bringing in a younger generation. It's no longer the great divide between the patch and pin Harley hog rider, you know. Then you've got the guys who are into the sports bikes, and then you've got all these it's all these different factions, you know. It used to be, and they never really crossed over. And you've got the adventure bike riders, and then you've got the guys who will only ride off road, they will never go on the road. So it's great now to see people all actually coming and getting back to the original spirit of very early motorcycle customization.
I can't thank you enough for sharing everything with us. It's very unexpected, because we only came here for a photo shoot and discovered this. Once again, in motorcycle world, riding motorcycle, every single time I open a secret door to Narnia and this magical world that I had no idea exists. And after 4 years of riding, it still happens to me.
It's been a great pleasure having you here. Thank you very much for visiting Captain Fawcett HQ. Yeah, superb.
Thank you. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to check social media of Captain Fawcett and www.captainfawcett.
www.captainfawcett.com. And please, if you see my wife, don't mention it's 12 bites. She only knows 10. Thank you. Cool. Right.